Number 12, take care of your health. You only have one body, and every injury that you have, if you eat a poor diet, you're gonna feel that shit in your 30s. Okay, I promise you that. I got a knee injury, a nagging knee. I got a shoulder. I mean, I've done a lot of work on them, but that was from being reckless with sports. That was from training in the gym like an idiot. Um, my gut is a work in progress because in my early 20s I had a really bad diet. So this is shit that you're gonna feel when you get older. And this is where you gotta look through the lens of a 34-year-old and think like, where do I want to be a decade from now? Who do I want to be? If you're inspired by my life or whatever, I'm telling you, like, get this shit together. Don't, you can avoid all these problems you had, or that you could have, and some of them that I have. And all you have to do is just get your shit together a bit earlier than everyone else. Be proactive about it. And not only is that important, that's going to be incredibly important in terms of how you feel in your 20s and how you look in your 20s, but also how you feel in your 30s and how you look in your 30s. I'm 34. I can still get 21, 22-year-old girls because I look younger than my age, because from 23 till 30, I didn't drink alcohol at all, because I exercise every day, because I dress well, I focus on fitness, I do my best with diet. I'm not 100%, but I eat better than most people, and all that shit is super important for both how you look and how you feel. The average 34-year-old guy looks like shit. He's got a beer gut, he's unshaven, he's poorly dressed, and if you want to have an abundance of women in your life, you got to really take care of yourself and take care of your looks. There's a number of different things that are very important, and I've got a list of them on the article. Okay, I do restorative yoga, I exercise every day, I have a safe training routine, I use sunscreen and have a proper skincare a regimen, all these different things, and you can find them all on my website. You got to do, and you got to do them every day. Very, very, very important. So take care of your body because you only have one. Number 13, learn how to control your state. Your state is the most important thing in your life. All the women, all the cars, all the clothes, everything that you're chasing is to make you happy, okay? The truth is, your state is within your reality all the time. You have the technology within yourself to be happy at any given point, okay? If you learn how to control your state. I can be happy just sitting around reading a book. I can be happy having a shower because I'm grateful that I'm able to have a nice comfortable shower and I enjoy how I feel. I'm happy I get to go to the gym. The small things in life. I'm able to reframe negative thoughts because they're unproductive. Um, I take the right supplements to keep my neurotransmitters high. I don't eat too much at one meal so that I don't feel sluggish. All these little things are so incredibly important. And if you don't control your state, it doesn't matter how much shit you have, you'll never be happy. Okay? Look at Hollywood actors surrounded by millions of dollars and women and everything a man could want. And how many of these guys have drug problems? Because they got all the external stuff. Okay, these guys were in pain, right? They were in pain. They didn't like their life, so they made major sacrifices and they went out to Hollywood and they did the crazy shit and they got there, but they didn't change the guy inside. They didn't learn how to control their state. So they have all the external stuff, but they're still not happy because they don't know how to control their internal state. And that is so important. I talk to guys all the day, all the time. Guys email me with problems, and 100% of the time, these guys have problems controlling their state. That's the real problem. You got to learn how to control your state, and you can check out my article on how to fight depression. That's got a ton of my techniques, and all my articles on mind and motivation have techniques that I use for state control. And the sooner you learn how to do that, the better it is, and the better you get. Okay, I've gotten better every year with controlling my state, and the man I am at 34 and the man I am at 20 doesn't exist. He doesn't even live in this body. That's how much I've changed because I've done the effort every year. And the sooner you start trying to control your state, the sooner you make it a priority, the better your 30s, 40s, 50s, the rest of your life is going to be. And you'll be shocked if you're consistently work on positive thinking, positive reframing, how much change you'll make a year, and then 2 years, and 3 years, and 4 years, and it just compounds, compounds, compounds. The man I am now is who talks about nothing but positivity to you guys. I mean, if you saw me at 20, it wasn't even the same. I was angry, depressed, negative, just not even the same guy. Positive thinking, state control fucking works, and it's the most important skill in life. The sooner you get that together, the sooner you make it a priority, the better your 20s is going to be, and the better the rest of your life's going to be. Number 14, read every day. Okay, there's an old saying that goes, leaders are readers. And the older you get, the bigger the gap comes between guys who read and guys who don't read. Okay, I calculated, I read about 5 hours a day for the last 20 years because I love to read. I love knowledge. I love absorbing things, history, psychology, politics, dating, sex. I've read, it shows in my site. All that is through detailed research and reading because I'm fascinated by reading. I love to learn, and I see knowledge as power. I see knowledge as a leg up. I see knowledge as an advantage, and it's a massive advantage. And I calculated about 5 hours approximately of reading a day, whether it's blogs or articles or books for the last 20 years or so. And I calculated that's 4.1 years of 24/7 reading. Okay, 4 years straight of reading 24/7. That's the amount of hours that I put into it. Okay, something like 1,500 days of reading straight. And the advantage that gives me over the average guy is incalculable. I couldn't even calculate how much advantage that gives me in business, in life, in my worldview, in personal development technology that I have, that I've built for myself, and in making logical arguments, and in every sense of competition. Not just that, but in the joys of reading and the joys of learning and being able to formulate a worldview and being able to become a fully developed man, being able to express nuanced points and not being prone to black or white thinking, the ability to do effective research on buying things, the ability not to get trapped into false gurus and false movements, and to be an independent thinker. I could go on and on because the benefits of reading are immeasurable. Make reading a priority. Make it enjoyable. Okay, read stuff that you're interested in. That's the secret. Okay, reading's not a chore for me. It's something I look forward to because I read shit that I'm interested in. I don't read about math and science because I'm not interested in that shit. Okay, read what you're interested in and master it. Okay, become expert on different disciplines and learn to love it. So important. Knowledge is power, and you've got access to the most incredible knowledge building technology in the history of man, the greatest equalizer in the history of man, the internet. There is no excuse not to be successful or trying to be successful when you have the internet. You cannot call yourself a victim when you have the internet. It is the equalizer. Everyone has access to the same information now. And the internet is like God's brain. You can just you can just ask a question and get an answer. For those of you guys who grew up with the internet, it might not seem incredible to you, but for guys like me who grew up without it, it is still incredible to me that exists. And I'm so thankful for this technology. And it is criminal to waste. It is criminal to fucking not use the internet. If you want to succeed in online business, you need to know SEO, you need to know psychology, you need to know web design, you need to know the basics of programming, you need to know WordPress, you need to know 10 different things. And all that shit is available to you for free. I've mastered 10, 20, 30 different disciplines for my business, all just from going, okay, what do I need to know? And then just doggedly pursuing it. I was not a technical guy by nature. Okay, I didn't have a cell phone until I was 27 because I didn't want people to be able to get a hold of me at all times a day. And I built up a business online just through fucking willpower, just through studying and reading. And you got access to the greatest knowledge building resource of all time, and knowledge is power, and not capitalizing on that is a crime. And the sooner you make reading a priority, the better it is for your 20s and the rest of your life. Finally, point 15, get organized. Real men are organized. Okay? I live my life on military discipline almost. Okay? Everything goes back in the same place after I'm done with it. My place gets cleaned every week. I have someone to do my laundry every week. I order my supplements and everything that I need by the per quarter, all the paper towel. I pick all that stuff up in one day. I never run out of anything. I never have to go out in the middle of the night to get something because I have everything prepared for the quarter, and I have everything bought that I need for the week bought in advance for the week. Not to mention, I have all kinds of different systems running, monthly checklist, quarterly checklist, business review that I do every month, millions of different things that I'm running through my task list. You can get a brief outlook of how that looks in my article, How to Get Organized. You can get a brief outlook of how I handle organizing my home life in my article, How to Organize Your Place. I'll eventually have a full book on that for you, but just you got to get the basics down, okay? You got to get organized. You got to get up early. You got to shower and bathe every day. You got to keep your place clean. You got to have a to-do list. You have to have the business goals written down. You have to have your 4-yearly goals for your health, wealth, relationships, and lifestyle. Because becoming successful is hard, and if you want to be successful in not just business, but you want to be physically fit, successful with women, successful in the lifestyle that you live, you got a lot of work cut out for you, and you got to be organized to do that. If you're not organized, you're not going to have time to do everything, and you're going to be lost, and you're going to be overwhelmed, and you're going to feel like the sky is falling on your head. But when you're organized, you're on top of things, okay? Organization might seem like a dirty word because your mom was yelling at you to be organized your whole life, but you got to do it. And it's not a dirty word. You'll look back and you'll think, how was I not organized? I was the messiest, most disorganized person at 20 until I became so disgusted with myself and how dirty my room was, in college. There was just weed everywhere and plates that haven't been washed in weeks. I got so disgusted with that. I vowed never again, and I've never been disorganized since then. And you need to have a moment like that too, okay, where you say never again. And the truth is, life is so much easier when it's organized. People ask me, how do I, keep up with the system? It's easy. I don't even have to think about it. I just put the thing back in its place when I'm done with it. I just order my supplies like I'm supposed to. And my phone I got the Wunderlist task app, my phone just tells me what to do every day. I don't have to think. All the systems have checks and balances in place where everything gets automatically renewed. I get automated reminders for everything. I know what I have to do for the day. I don't have to fucking think. Okay, when you take organization to that level, my life's on autopilot. Everything is just handled. Okay, and it's an incredible place to be. When you hear women complain about their husbands, having to pick up his socks off the floor, that's because they married a boy, not a man, okay? A man isn't even in the ballpark of that shit. A man is the one who's the head of his household. A man is the one who handles his finances. A man is the one who makes his partner live up to his organizational standards, okay? A man is never in a position of getting nagged for not doing things because he's so far above that. First of all, he's not going to date a woman who nags. Second of all, he's so far above that his partner is going to have to keep up with his high organizational standards, okay? Organization is one of the key pillars of manhood, and your 20s is the decade to become a man, okay? You can't spend your whole life being a boy. You've got to become a man, and being self-reliant, organized, living with integrity, all that shit is super important, and you got to get that handled. The sooner the better.